Hey y'all, in this video, we are going to take a look at the SQL Server function row number. And I'm going to give you 3 examples that as a data analyst, you may be able to use on your project or in your portfolio. Let's get to work. We are here in SQL Server SSMS, and I've already have the syntax typed out for us to look at and analyze. And basically, row number is a predefined function that comes out of the box with SQL Server that we just have to utilize for our job. And in this example, I did a very simple example, which basically mimics let me comment it out and just show you what it mimics. When you run a select statement in SQL Server, in the results pane, it automatically kind of numbers the rows that you've selected, but those are not usable in a query. They are just for your visual reference, all right? Now, if I run this with this row number, what it does is if I do the simple version, and I'll get into what I mean simple versus a partition or more complex one, what I get now is a field inside or a column inside of my result set that is something that I can use. So if you look here, it's mimicking the visual reference as a column in my data set. So that's a great start. And if you look at the syntax, and it's not confusing, but it's just this is the way you have to do it, all right? You have to say row number, then you have to say over, and then an order by, you have to pick a column. In this case, for a simple row ID or for a simple row number, I picked color, but I could have picked product ID and gotten the same result. And you'll see why things will be different when we use the partition command. But you'll see it's counts 1 to 295. All right, and it's just ordered differently in the result set. Okay, so as you see, it started with product 680 and went down to product 999. If I order it by color, it orders it by color. So it starts with nulls and then it goes from black to red, silver, yellow, etc. All right, let's take a look at another example. This example actually uses so I left the original sample in so you can see that column where it just mimics the visual display of the row number. But now I'm going to add in this thing where it says partition by color, order by color. So now what it's going to do, and it reminds me of some of the old reporting programs where you did like a group by count. And so that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to look at the color field and the color column in each one of those data elements and values, and then it's going to start counting. And when the color changes, it's going to start over. So let me execute it and show you. So this first row number where we've just got row number over color or order by color ascending as row ID simple, it just mimics the display column. So 1 all the way to 295. The second column, which is row number over partition by color, order by color, as row ID partition color, you'll see this guy, it starts all good, exactly the same numbers until we have a change in color. That change in color is the prompt for it to start over counting again. So you'll see now it's going to count black. So how many products do we have a black attribute in? Well, we have 89. Then it goes to blue, yellow, so on and so forth. All right, so that's the partition command. Now let's say we want to limit, and because I want to give you kind of a real world example. Let's say for testing purposes, we want to have 10 products of the different colors and test them, right? So it's not exactly random, but at least we say we want to test, 10 blue ones, 10 black ones, 10 yellow ones, so on and so forth. So what I did in this next data set example is I put in a nested query, right? So this is the exact same query we just had prior, Okay. But what I want to do is I want to say, I want to look at where the row ID partition color is 10 or less. Okay, so less than or equal to 10, so that I get 10 that are blank, 10 that are yellow, 10 that are black, so on and so forth. So to do that, I either have to make a save a view and then call it, because I can't use this row number inside of a where clause. All right, but as long as I use it as a nested query, which I do have a video for that if you need to look at that, it's actually quite simple to do the nesting. You just say select star from, and you do parentheses, and then you've got to give that record set a name, so an alias. So I'm just calling it row ID record set. And then once I do that, I can say where this row ID partition color is less than or equal to 10. So we had 295 results with this particular example where we're setting it to only pick up to 10 each of the colors. We go down to 80 rows. So we get 10 rows of null. Then the black has 10, blue has 10, multi, oh, look at that, only 8. So that's not a problem with our select statement. That's an actual reflection of the data. There are only 8 products in the product table that have the color multi. Red has 10, silver has 10, so on and so forth. So you kind of get the idea of how you might use row number. Those are some examples, and I hope this video helps you, and have a great day.